Cowboys break the mold, chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought.
Hey, you already know it is Wednesday. It is 8 p.m. It is prime time on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. My name is Paul. That is Eddie, and this is it, Cowboys Weekly. What's going on, Eddie? How you been, brother?
I like to welcome the Eagles to the off season.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, that's how we're going to start our show off, basically. I mean, the Giants were sitting on the couch. They opened up the couch. The Commanders jumped on the couch. We certainly got a spot on there. And last but not least, they welcome Philadelphia Eagles to the NFC East. Big, comfy couch. I mean, hey, listen, glad to see you guys join us. I mean, we Giants kept it warm. The Commanders got on there. They kept a little bit of warm. And then we got on, and then the Philadelphia Eagles came on the big comfy couch. So once again, welcome to the NFC East, big comfy couch where all is welcome and it's all none but love. So sit back, kick back, get your popcorn, and let's watch some playoff football because it ain't going to be the NFC East, Eddie.
I'm still in shock about that Eagles loss, just because losing the Niners so much heart there, especially after they lost Kittles.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie, they were banged up. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. We'll talk about it a little bit here. You got to give credit to Saleh, man. That defense was so banged up, down to their 5th, 6th, and 7th linebacker. Practice squad players, Eddie. Kendricks, who was bagging groceries a couple weeks ago, comes in and plays like all elite football under Saleh. We know he's not a head coach, but Eddie, this dude can coach defense, man. This dude can coach some defense out there. And it's great to see how they came together as a team, and they put it to the Eagles. They made the adjustments, Eddie. That second half, especially on that last drive, Eddie, minus 1 yard on the last possession for the Eagles, the last set. That tells you something right there. That Saleh he laid the gas down. Put it that way.
Yeah, he shows what an elite defensive coordinator can do, even with average talent.
Exactly. I mean, just like you said on the offense side, ball Shanahan too. When you lost Kittle, you're like, oh man, okay. What do we do now? I mean, that's basically a 1,000-yard tight end every year. A lot of motion goes through him. They play off him in the passing game, blocking game as well. But I tell you what, Eddie, the one person that really caught my eye, and as a player, yes, but utilize him from the coaching standpoint, was Kyle Cusack, Eddie. Everywhere, out of the backfield, blocking, even running the ball a couple of times. Shanahan, if you're hot, Eddie, Shanahan goes to you. He don't care who you are. He goes with you. He runs the hot hand. And the way they ran that second half, man, it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. I mean, I love watching Shanahan's offense. I really do, Eddie. I do.
Yeah, that maybe one of these days won't blow away a Super Bowl. He gets to the Super Bowl. He just has a bad history when he gets there.
Yeah, I mean, he gets there, but he just can't, climb he gets to the top of the hill one step away to plant the flag on Mount Everest, but he runs out of gas, can't plant the flag. But I mean, this is another year. But real quick, Ed, the one thing to me is, God, the NFC West, man, 3 teams in the damn playoffs. Still amazing, right? Amazing. It's crazy.
This might be one of the top 3 best years from a single division I have ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, usually you get 2 teams in there. Of course, one gets the division, one gets the wild card. Hell, we've had 3 teams in, but hell, 2 of those teams got knocked down the first round. These guys are taking it to the next level where you're seeing, well, you know what? 4 teams left in the NFC. 3 of them are from one division, Eddie. That's what is amazing to me. Like, odds are one of these teams are going to make it to the Super Bowl from the NFC West. It's damn well guaranteed, you know? It's crazy.
I think two of them, I think, going to be playing the NFC Championship game.
I agree too. But hey, real quick, before we get into our thing here tonight, because we are going to talk about the NFC East comfy couch. I want to talk about what team was the biggest disappointment through the division this year. You know, all 4 teams. Also, I want to talk about the DC coordinator, of course, Eberflus. Or what are we waiting? Why are we waiting? I think we know the reason why we're waiting as well. And then I want to talk about some stats for the offense this week, Eddie. I'm going to go through the stats here and let's grade the offense side of the ball. But first, I want to ask you, Eddie. You know, Petula's fired with the Philadelphia Eagles real quick. But, Eddie, look at that last drive, Eddie. I coach offense, Eddie. My thing was this. Okay, you blame Petula for the play call. They ran double guns on both sides, Eddie. You know, the last drive was exactly the same formation. Only thing is, it was offset to the right. A.J. Brown came in motion. But my thing is this, Eddie. Why do you run 3 vertical routes and then your inside tight end runs a slant to the sticks, which I can't down Goddard. But A.J. Smith runs a go route. A.J. Brown runs a go route. Devontae Smith, I'm sorry, runs a go route. A.J. Brown runs a go route. Jahan Dotson runs a go route, but he's only 2 yards behind Goddard. To me, you got to space the field, Eddie. You got to space the field. Number one, if I'm a quarterback. And the other thing is this, Eddie. I took so much flack for saying this. They're like, you're stupid because you hate the Eagles. No, I watched that. I went and watched that play again. Eddie, they had 4. They showed 7 in the box blitzing. They showed it. Salah showed it. They backed out. They rushed 4, Eddie. 5 offensive linemen versus 4 defensive rushers. And the Eagles had Saquon Barkley in the backfield pass protecting. He didn't even need to be there, Eddie. If you would have pulled him out in space, that brings one of those linebackers who were on Goddard down to a 2-on-1 situation. It was insane. There was no spacing at all for this team. To me, I'm throwing I know J.J. Brown dropped the ball 35 times that game. I get that. Throw the ball up on a go route in the back of the end zone. That's a better shot than going triple coverage. Throw it up to Devontae Smith, the best high point guy out there that can catch anything radius-wise, height. Throw the ball up to him. But you throw into triple coverage, Eddie. Triple coverage. I just don't, even though I'm not an Eagles fan, Eddie, that as a coach and an offensive guy, that pissed me off, Eddie. That really did. I'm screaming at the damn TV and I'm like, why am I even screaming? It's the Eagles. They lost. But then I watched the game and I'm like, stupidity. Your
coach instincts kicked in there, and as your coach instincts, you do not like watching stupid football, and that was stupid football by Kevin Petula. He should never have another job in the NFL.
Yeah, and it just drove me insane, Eddie, where, okay, Salah, okay, you go up to the line of scrimmage, you're a quarterback in the gun, Eddie. You're sitting there, you have 14 seconds still on the clock, Eddie. 14 seconds still on the clock. Enough time to audible out, read the defense. They showed it. 2 of the DBs backed out off the line of scrimmage before at 8 seconds, okay? They backed out. One guy, you didn't know if he was coming. That's 5-on-5 football, Eddie. You have 5 down linemen, man on man, hat on hat, Then you keep Saquon Barkley in as a check down blocker, a chip. Okay, if you're going to chip, then get out in space. Eddie, he had his hands on one of the linemen. Didn't even do anything. I was like, what are you doing? I didn't get the play call, Eddie. 1 yard on the last drive. 4th and 11, how they ended up, Eddie. Lost a yard on the last set. It just, I don't get it. But Petula, I mean, you're a genius, dude. You're a freaking genius at OC. We know that. But, Eddie, football is a game of scheme and player personnel, matchup-wise, right? You had one-on-one with A.J. Brown. You had one-on-one with Devontae Smith. But Dotson runs, Eddie, three yards behind Goddard. 3 yards behind Goddard. He didn't clear space. That safety came down. The linebacker says, we're already in a shell. I don't need to back out. I can stay right here. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people don't understand is there was 4 guys for the San Francisco 49ers right at the yard mark, 4th and 11. They blocked it. They shelled it. Straight line across. Smart football. If they get the first down, they get a yak yard in front of us, that's fine. But they managed the exact yard mark on 4th and 11 to hit them right at the line of scrimmage. The only person that really made a good play, even though he couldn't get the ball, was Goddard. He went 4th and 12, basically. He went 1 yard behind the sticks. Everybody else just ran a complete idiotic route. This drove me crazy watching it.
I know if I was Jalen Hurts in that situation, I would have all the ball out of that play call. I don't care if I would have angered the OC or the head coach.
Eddie, I said this on Joe's show, Sully Squad, when I hopped on Monday night with them. To me, just like you said, coach's instincts hops in. Eddie, I coach 11 and 13-year-old kids, man. They're smart as hell compared to what I seen on the football field last week. To me, I'm at the line of scrimmage, and I'm automatically saying one word. I might just say Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. That means, hey, whoever comes, Saquon, here's the deal. It's only 4th and 11. I got the strongest legs in the NFL as a quarterback, Jalen Hurts here. You got the strongest legs in the NFL as a running back. Here's what we're going to do. They blitz it or they don't blitz it. We have a line there, a 7-yard gap. Haul ass, hit the guy. I'm going right behind you. I'm getting the first down. I'm moving the sticks. I'm running the ball. Me and you, the two best players on the team. We're gonna do this. We're putting it on our back. None of that, Eddie. Saquon didn't even come out of the backfield. He chipped, stayed there. Nothing. Hurts, one eye right down the middle. Boom. Throw it into triple coverage. That showed me something like, is it coaching or is it just IQ? Because I've always said Jalen Hurts' IQ is not elite, Eddie. It's not.
I think it's more that Jalen's afraid to rock the boat and it won't on the way out. He doesn't want me. A guy like Tom Brady would say, F you, I'm going to change the play. I'm going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I even said the same thing to one of my friends. I was like, you go back in our days and watch, if what's his name? The old Colts coordinator. What was his name? The old guy, 90 years old. What was his name? I forgot what his name was, Eddie. All gray hair, old guy, I forgot what his name was. But you imagine him calling a play to Peyton Manning at the line of scrimmage on 4th and 11. You know damn well Peyton's just like, screw this, Omaha, check this, boom, boom, boom. I'm running my own play. He does that. Here's the thing I told my friend too. Oh, stop comparing Jalen Hurts because he won the Super Bowl last year. Okay, fine, he did. But here's the deal. You're an elite quarterback. You're a Super Bowl MVP, as you say you are, which you are. But you know what? The one thing that I seen in that Buffalo Bills game, Eddie, Josh Allen was in concussion basic protocol, an ankle injury, a hand injury, a shoulder injury, all in one game. But that dude put that team on his back, Eddie, and ran like a bull in a china shop. He ran the ball. He put the team on his back. Jalen Hurts, I'm not going to run the ball because I'm not getting hurt. I don't want to do it. That told me something about him right there. You talk leader. A leader does something on the field, Eddie, a little bit different to my eyes,
Yeah, to me, there's a word to describe Jalen Hurts. Wussy, but a different word.
Yeah, I mean, he had good numbers this year, but based on what we've seen last year, plus the team that he's surrounded with, Eddie, it should be a little bit higher to me. But the thing is, you got to make the right call at the right time. And that was the call that's going to precede you for the entire season. 4th and 11, and you threw it into triple coverage, Eddie. When you had a wide open lane where all you had to do, get out in space, control. 11 yards is all you need. With a quarterback like that, you can get 12, 13 yards easy. Move the sticks again. You live another 4 downs, Eddie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dear Lord, just imagine if Josh Allen had the wide receivers around him that Jalen Hurts has.
Eddie, don't even get me started with that. A lot of people say like, oh, Josh Allen, he's the MVP. And as I always say, Eddie, this, you know what? Take your quarterback and put him on this team. Take my quarterback and put him on that team. Tell me who has the better season. Weapons. Josh Allen has nobody. Brandon Cooks off the bench. They have to go get him. Keon Coleman, Shakir, Knox, Kincaid's been hurt all year. A banged up O-line. The only 2 weapons they have is him and James Cook. But what happens? Eddie, they just beat Jacksonville, one of the hottest teams in the NFL, on the road in Jacksonville by a quarterback that was hobbled.
And James Cook didn't do much in that game.
No, he didn't.
It was all Josh Allen on the offense.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So, people out there saying, oh, you know what, he's elite. He is, in your eyes, he's a Super Bowl winner. I get that. Hey, congratulations. But to me, prime time when the lights are on, it's 4th and 11 game on the line. That's what shows me of what kind of person quarterback you are, what kind of leader you are, and what kind of player you are. Because Eddie, I look at so many things. I went back and watched that. There was 8 yards open space for him to run. Barkley could have got out in space, got a good block. Jalen Hurts would have got that first down. Why throw in the triple coverage, number one? That's my thing. But hey, you know what? In the long run of it, Commanders, Giants, us. How you doing, Philadelphia Eagles? You're with us today on the comfy couch. So welcome to the couch this year.
By the end of the regular season, I thought Hurts was the third best quarterback in the NFC East, behind Dak and behind Jackson Dart.
You know what, Eddie? I kind of agree with you too. I mean, to me, this is the way I look at teams. This is the way I look at players, put it that way. Okay, Dak Prescott, we know he can run. He showed it, Eddie. Old man showed some runs this year. But the thing with this, Jalen Hurts is not hurt. You look at Jackson Dart concussion protocol 3 times this year, Eddie. 3 times concussion protocol. That son of a bitch still runs the ball. He still runs the ball. Okay. You look at Jane Daniels. Yes, he got hurt. Eddie, he's 185 pounds. He runs the ball. He don't give a damn either. Jalen Hurts, the strongest damn QB in the league. I ain't running. Is that Petula? Even if it is, Eddie, put it this way. Even if it is Petula saying, hey, we don't want you to run. Sirianni, we don't want you to run. To me, Eddie, I'm the quarterback of this team. I'm the captain. I'm the leader. Give me the ball. Give me the rock. I'm going to run the ball until my legs fall off. That's why I give so much credit to a Jackson Dart in our division. More so, Josh Allen, because the dude runs the ball. He don't give a damn. Eddie, if it's 4th and 5, I don't know how many times in that Jacksonville game, Eddie, it was 4th and 1, 4th and 2. They pushed that Josh Allen up the middle, and he got a couple with his legs, Eddie. Strong with his legs by himself. That just shows me something. It does.
Yeah, that tush push on 4th down. Holy cow! Where he got 10 yards. That was probably the most awesome tush push rush run I have ever seen. And
yeah, exactly. And usually with the quarterback, it's like a smaller. Well, Josh Allen's not small, of course, but with this offensive line, I mean, you should get a couple yards, but 10 yards on a push on 4th and 1. That's insane. That's insane, Eddie. Insane. But let's move forward here, Eddie. Let's talk about this. We talked about this today, backstage a little bit and in the chat. Okay, Flores, he's being interviewed quite a few places already for this, as a head coach. Eddie, here's the thing. I think I'm going to take Flores off the board right now because the fact he's already been interviewed twice for a head coaching job. Why take a lateral move, Eddie, when you're damn well guaranteed a head coaching job somewhere? So can we say Flores is out of the question now?
Yeah, and I have a pretty good idea where he's going to end up with.
I say Baltimore.
I say Pittsburgh.
That would not be a bad pick. I mean, you think about it. They have not hired a head coach under 38 years in a long time I've seen, which is remarkable. I think they do go with a younger guy. I think Flores could go there, but I don't know. Do they have the pieces to play steel curtain football anymore, Eddie? I think the Ravens, healthy-wise, I think they're better.
No, the Steelers still have, even if TJ is moved this offseason, the Steelers still have really good pieces on the defensive side. A lot better pieces than Baltimore.
I heard Hayward might be like trying to get out. He wants out of there right now, as I heard like on the radio this morning. He's one of those people. He might want out of there. But you're right. They do have some younger pieces. I think the oldest guy in the secondary is Ramsey. I think he's the oldest guy they have right now. It could work, but who else is out there though, Eddie? Who else is out for us?
I'm still sad that the Steelers took Jack Sawyer. I wanted Jack Sawyer in Dallas in the worst way.
Well, don't worry about it. Hey, we got a Jack Sanborn.
Oh yeah, and reckless driver Donovan.
Oh God, yeah, don't get me started with that cat. Yeah, Sawyer played his ass off. I watched that game, and we knew coming out of college, Sawyer's that lunch pail guy, Eddie. Put your helmet down, see ball, hit ball, destroy ball, get ball. That's him. Great pickup for a Steeler defense. He fits the mold. But Eddie, who else are you seeing out there, Eddie? I mean, we don't want Raheem Morris, do we? I mean, he's getting head coaching positions too. I mean,
why?
Well, here's I hate saying this, Eddie, but got to keep it real on the show, right? We keep it real here. Raheem Morris, do you think this is just a Rooney rule?
That's the only reason why he would even get an interview.
I mean, I hate saying it, but I honestly think that is 100%, not 100%, but that's my instinct that, God, why would I want you as a head coach, man? Why would I want you as a head coach right here with the team that you had down there? I don't want you. I think it's just a Rooney rule. We're going to give the due diligence. We're going to give them the interview because you look at what happened to Flores, Eddie. You know, he almost owned the NFL after that, you know, the bullshit that I didn't get interviewed because my race. So I think I hate saying it, but I think that's why Raheem Morris is getting interviews out there because Roger Goodell don't want to make the call saying, hey, he's a legitimate candidate. Why aren't we reaching out to him? I think the teams are just reaching out to him for that. But DC, Raheem Morris, Eddie, with us? No?
No.
I agree. All right, so he's out for us. He's out. What about a coach that's still out there right now, Eddie? Still in the playoffs, number 1 seed. Let's talk about Leonard. I mean, you said it earlier to me. I think they're making the right decision. I think they have their candidates who they're interviewing. One's already been interviewed, which we'll talk about. But I don't think Peyton's letting anyone talk to him, permission to talk to him, because he's still in the playoffs, Eddie. They still have a couple games to play. They're in contention. So why have the turmoil of having your OC out, your DC, being talked to right now? Stay focused on the playoffs here. But what do you think about Leonard?
He has a lot of experience. He's a proven commodity. I like him a lot, and I can't blame Sean Payton for not letting any of his coaches talk because you need them to be focused.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that. To me, I mean, I wouldn't be a complete dick about it, but Eddie, if you're the next DC out there, and people are calling me and say, hey, can I give permission to talk to Eddie? My thing would be, listen, the day that we're eliminated, if we're eliminated, go ahead and give Eddie a call, permission granted. Until then, no. But you were the first to call. I'll give you the first shot. You know what I mean? That's what I'll do. But I like how he's keeping focused on the team because, Eddie, they have a damn good shot to make it to the Super Bowl and possibly win it. So I like the move. I like Leonard. If Leonard's interviewed, is it entertaining for him to come to Dallas? The worst defense in the NFL, Eddie. And you're coming from one of the best in Denver. Is it appealing to make a lateral move?
I think the only way, to be a DC, unless Denver loses Vance Joseph if somebody hires Vance Joseph and then Leonard could just stay and become Denver's.
Be promoted, be promoted then, yeah. Okay, I mean, I like the move.
I'm not sure if Vance Joseph's going to get another head coaching job because his one time in Arizona was kind of a complete disaster.
Yeah, you know what? I hate saying it. I think a lot of the GMs out there are looking at the track resume. The one Dan Quinn had one good year with the Commanders, and then injuries set in, but still, you took a huge 180 turn with that defense there, being a head coach. Saleh, he's being interviewed. I heard him even Miami now, possibly that he's tied to there. But to me, your track record shows you what you was a head coach and what you are as a DC. Some coaches are DCs and some are not meant to be head coaches.
No, I think Robert Saleh got screwed in New York because that Jets defense was outstanding.
Yeah,
they were missing one piece, a quarterback, and when they got that quarterback, he went and tore his Achilles 4 plays into the game, first game of the year.
You're right. I go back and I really think about that now. You're right. The defense was, elite defense for one of the worst teams in the NFL. Elite defense. You go out and get Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who gets the ACL right away. But after that, the offensive line was still banged up. Garrett Wilson wasn't being used. Breece Hall wasn't being used. It was just all in the quarterback. I mean, that's how bad it was. And you're right. I think he got screwed with that one. It wasn't his fault because it takes players around you, and you can only do so much, for your team. But is there anyone else out there, Eddie? Now let's talk about this Philadelphia Eagles assistant coach under Fangio. How do you feel about that move, Eddie?
Better him than Joe Witt Jr. I do not want Joe Witt Jr. back in Dallas. I do not want anything that has any ties to Dan Quinn. I do not want Al Harris. I do not want Joe Witt Jr.
Yeah, I agree. I want some fresh blood coming in there. I do. I want someone that, can come into the team and set their own standards, Eddie, put their own stamp on this defense, because what Eberflus had last year, zones do not fit with this team, Eddie. Our back end was a deer in headlights, even worse than that. At 17 games, 16 games of the season, put it that way, they were lost. But
I was impressed. I was impressed that the DB coach for the Eagles was able to get Adoree Jackson playing halfway decent football by the end of the year.
Yeah, I get that too. But are we giving him too much credit? Because, Joe Sullivan told me he's going to be the heir apparent to Vic Fangio when Fangio calls it retirement. But are we giving more credit where credit's due with this DC here, the assistant DC, or are we giving credit just say, well, Fangio, it's his defense. You're just a position coach. You're a position coach. Are we giving him too much kudos, Eddie?
I think he did a pretty good job, because Adoree Jackson was playing absolutely horrible at the beginning of the year, but got better and better and better by the end of the year. So I think we have to give some credit to the defensive back coach there.
Okay. Would you be okay, Eddie, if, perfect world, Flores would be the perfect world, but he's not going to take a lateral move, Eddie. He's already been interviewed as a head coach, so we got him off the board. Raheem Morris, I don't want. Leonard, yeah, he's my number one choice right now, but we got to wait the waiting game there. And then the longer you wait, Eddie, every team in the NFL that needs a DC or even a head coaching spot is going to interview Leonard, for that spot there, regardless. Yeah. But waiting could set you back there. But is there anyone else out there that you're thinking that possibly under the radar for the Dallas Cowboys?
The defensive back coach for the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, shoot, I can't. My mind's on him.
Yeah, I'm not recalling his name now.
I trust anybody that coaches under that learned from under Brian Flores.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Eddie, I just want here's my thing. We talked about this backstage real quick. I don't care if you go out and you get me the best DC in the NFL. I don't care who it is, but my thing is this, Eddie. We damn well know this. Whoever it is, they need. I said this to you backstage. They need to go into Jerry Jones's office, Eddie, pre-draft, and right before I sign the dotted line, Jerry, we have 2 picks in the first round. We don't have a second. We are the worst defense in the NFL. You're giving me this position because I'm the scapegoat. The offense is perfect. The defense sucks. So if we're bad, it's all on me this year. It's all on me, Eddie. all on me. So here's my thing. Jerry, you got to give me control of this draft because I need my players to fit my scheme. Because, I'll give Eberflus a little bit of credit. The players that he was dealt with, man, they suck, Eddie, in the back end, okay? He didn't run the right defense. I get that. But, Eddie, a defensive coordinator needs position players. Just like college, Eddie. Before the NIL turned everything crap and the transfer portal turned crap. Your freshmen and sophomores are your juniors and seniors in 2 years. They are the staple piece. Then you bring in the freshmen to fit players around you. That's what college was about. The NFL, you got to get players, Eddie. You got to get players. Do you think Jerry Jones is going to give the new DC to cut the string, Eddie, and say, hey, you're in the war room. Who do you want? I want Bailey. I want Caleb Downs. Let's find a way. I don't know if Jerry Jones is about to give that up, Eddie. I don't know yet. I don't.
I think that Jerry seems to be willing to listen to his head coach, which he hasn't had done for quite a long time.
You're 100% right about that. I mean, Shoddy's made some calls here, in the past that you think that Jerry Jones would have been okay with CD being benched? Do you think that he would be okay with Pickens being benched in the same game in the beginning? No. So Shoddy is in his ear. I get that point 100%. I like it because he's not just a puppet. He sets the mojo. Something McCarthy talked about mojo years ago. But Shoddy's bringing that mojo, which is great. Foster checks in, guys. You can check him out. He does a great podcast about the Bears. Congratulations to your Bears, man. They're looking good. Go out and get that chip, man. Lost Mike and Sanborn gets hurt, and the D roster wasn't good enough. 100%. That's the thing. Well, Micah, I get, okay? But what we got back from Micah, I'm okay with it at $50-some million. I'm okay. Prayers to him, he tore his ACL. But my thing was this. Micah was not going to make this team better. Pass rushing, okay, you know what? You get 12 sacks this year. You get a lot of pressure on the QB. But man, I could stand back there and just take 2 steps away from opposite side of Parsons, throw it downfield against our DBs and our safeties, because anybody can complete a pass versus our defense. So, and Sanborn, to me, Foster, I know he played for the Bears, and I told you, he's too small in the box for us, man. He's way too small. His reads, his angles were so bad. And I think there was a lack of speed and a lack of height, size-wise, Eddie. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Jack Sanborn would have fit better in 1950s NFL than in today's NFL with his lack of athleticism.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's an old lunch skill, guy, Eddie. See ball, hit ball, get ball. Gap guy. This is what you need to do. Go get it. This is where we're going. Go get it. But I don't know, Eddie. I'm just concerned with this DC position because I want to wait, but then again, I don't want to wait, honestly. Because the cream of the crop is going to be gone pretty soon, Eddie. The cream of the crop is gone. Flores is gone. We know he's the head coach. He's the next head coach somewhere. Okay. Somebody even said Harbaugh. Harbaugh's not taking a DC any job. He's a head coach. He's going to get his pick where he wants to go. He is.
The only former head coach that might take a defensive coordinator job right now would be Gannon.
Well, that's the other one, Eddie. I want to talk about him. Former Philadelphia Eagles DC, gets the head coaching job, goes to Arizona. His defense has been banged up, Eddie. I mean, he's not had the players as well. But Eddie, I mean, when you
and he got handicapped at the quarterback position too with a little midget.
That's true too. Well, that's true too. But on the defense side of the ball, they weren't the greatest defensive either, Eddie. I mean, my thing is
a lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries too. I get that too. But my thing is, okay, Gannon, to me, he feels like a puppet, Eddie. He feels like a puppet. Jerry Jones a walkover with him. I just don't think. I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Arizona games this year. I really didn't. I don't know if they play zone or man, Eddie. Do they? What do they play? Do you recall what they play more?
Hey, their defense was good enough to beat Dallas down.
Well, that's not saying very much this year, Eddie. But you're right. You're right about that. You're right. I mean, like I said, I really didn't watch them a lot. I know when they played us, Eddie, they played zone because that's our wide receivers were good enough to get out of there, so they played zone. But I don't know if that was just an assignment that week. I don't know if they changed it up, but I don't know. I don't know. But our defense on paper is a lot better than Arizona's.
Yeah, maybe Joe will know about if Gannon played man or zone in Philadelphia back when he was there at their DC.
Well, I think he blitzed a lot, Eddie. I think they led the league in blitzing under him when he was, DC here because they didn't have Quinyon Mitchell, of course, that year, but they were a blitzing team because they were speed on that defense. I think they blitzed a lot more, but they had the players too. Boss says, "Yep, Sanborn needs the floor on D of 3 years ago. He was the leading tackler in the NFL before injuries." I get that too, but I think it's more scheme. Our situation is Overshawn was out. Okay, Kenneth Murray. God, when you're playing when you play next to Kenneth Murray, you are the better player right away. Just fact is fact. He sucked, so I think they relied on Sanborn too much. They gave him too much food that he can handle, Eddie. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, be careful with the profanity. We could get booted because of the M word there. That's a real bad word. Kenneth M word. Ugh.
Yeah, Kenneth Murray, man. He's just he's a banning word just to saying his name, Kenneth Murray. Put it that way. All right, so we're gonna wait for Leonard most likely, correct?
I think so.
All right. Anyone else that you can think of? We already said Gannon, Flores, Raheem Morris. Anyone else?
Yeah. The Philadelphia and the Minnesota defensive back coaches. So
okay. Now here's a word. Here's a word that just kind of blew my mind today. I went to the doctors. Now I have strep throat. That's what I have now. I got my antibiotic. Yeah, I know. After 2 weeks being sick, I felt kind of good. Throat hurt. Went today for my follow-up. Did a COVID test. Yeah, you're fine. Then it's like, you know what, let's try strep. Put that thing in my throat, comes back. She's like, Paul, you have strep throat. I'm like, oh, shit. Well, all right. But I heard a word today when I was in the office, just listening to my headset. Cotton. He's a defensive line coach for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be interviewed for the DC. He's the only one remaining on the staff on the defense side of the ball. What do you think? No, I don't want him.
No.
Now, Foster, you're still listening. Was Cotton part of the Eberflus system? I believe he was, if I'm not mistaken. But why? Your defensive line was good, but I don't think you accumulated enough accolades to be my next DC when there's bigger names out there right now.
Another Rooney Rule interview.
Well, I mean, it's a different color, skin we're talking about, though. He's an old white dude, looks like a kind of, I don't want to say.
They're probably, maybe they're only keeping him on until they hire a DC, then he'll be gone.
You know what? Maybe, Eddie, maybe it's, keep somebody that knows a kind of a system, knows the players. If we don't get our guy, then, hey, you might be the next choice, the best choice for us. Just like in the draft, best player available, Eddie. I mean, maybe that's what it is too. Mm-hmm. If all's said and done, and we don't land who we want, maybe that's what it is. Maybe.
I would let Schottenheimer run the defense too.
I don't remember him. Was that's what they say? Was he an idiot? I'm not sure. I thought he was under. I could have read it wrong. I thought he was under the Eberflus staff. I really did. I really thought he was under the Eberflus. I could be wrong, Foster. I know that's your team. If you didn't hear from him, it possibly could be out there. But I just heard that he came over on the Eberflus. Maybe Eberflus recruited him. I don't know.
Maybe he was. I know. Didn't Eberflus be on the coaching staff before? Maybe they were on the same coaching staff together.
Maybe that's what it was, because he said he did coach under the Eberflus, that he recruited him to come aboard here. So maybe that's what it was. But I don't want him, because if I can't get my guy, I don't want the next a familiar face. I don't want that. I don't want a familiar face right now. So whoever it is, we'll find out. We'll know who it is in a couple of weeks here. Maybe when Denver gets outed or they win the Super Bowl, maybe we'll get a little bit more insight of it. But
I think Dallas will land at least one of the three. I think guys that I think they get Leonard or one of the two defensive back coaches.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I said, the only one I know we're not going to get is Flores Jr. He's a head coach somewhere. We know that. Okay, we know that's going to happen. But me, Eddie, go ahead.
I was going to say Jim Schwartz, but would Jim Schwartz leave Cleveland?
Well, Eddie, there's two names out there. There's two names rumored again. I just seen it today on Twitter that there was a little bit of chatter about it. You're right, Jim Schwartz. Okay, number one. What about a Spags? What do you think?
I would love to have Spags. Do you think Spags could leave Kansas? Do you think maybe he's been there so long that he's starting? It's to me. There's a legit thing of being on a team too long.
You know what? Ask Eric Bieniemy that. Never thought he would leave. Never thought he would leave. When he was under the Reed staff,
yeah.
The best OC that everybody's thinking. But hey, listen. I mean, Spags, I would take. What do you think about Schwartz? I mean, Eddie, here's Schwartz thing. He likes to blitz, Eddie. He likes to blitz. Our front four is pretty damn good. It's our secondary. I mean, this is going to be a different scenario that we've seen. We weren't a man-on-man team, Eddie. We were zoned for 16 weeks of the season last year,
I'd rather try and blitz than play whatever the hell Eberflus was doing.
Okay. Foster says, Paul, I couldn't find him in the Bears lore. I think he was the Flus in Indy. Okay. Thank you, Foster. I appreciate that. I must have misheard it, when I did hear it. They said something like, not the exact words, but he was under the Eberflus staffing and he brought him aboard. So maybe that's what it was, different ties to somewhere, bringing someone in. But yeah, I don't want him either. I really don't. I mean, Foster, I just so pissed off that Eberflus was the way he was with you guys. And he comes to us and, thinking that you guys are going to be bad. You guys are damn, number 2 in the NFL on defense right now with one of our old Dallas Cowboy corners. Remember him, Eddie?
he got the guy that got a pick 6 against us.
Yeah, I mean, you look like an elite player once you leave the Dallas Cowboys under a better coaching staff. So, yeah, but it is what it is. But speaking of players, Eddie, tonight I want to go over the offense, Eddie. I want to give you. We're going to grade the starters, a couple backups as well. Next week we're going to do defense, Eddie. Offense side of the ball, man. We know we can move the ball. We know that. That's not the issue, Eddie. That is not the issue. Off season, we got a couple issues with signing players, which we're not going to talk about right now. We'll talk about that later on. But let's talk about our QB room. Dak Prescott. 17 games this year, Eddie. Didn't miss a game this year. 404 attempts, 600 attempts, 404 completions. Eddie, 67% rating passing-wise. Great. 4,552 yards, Eddie. 30 TDs, Eddie. Not bad. Not bad, Eddie. 10 interceptions, 31 sacks. How do you rate Dak Prescott this year, Eddie?
I give him an A just because it would have been an A+, but he had a couple really games where you were like, oh, man, that's the old Dak.
Yeah, I mean, one game he had 3 picks, Eddie. There is that, glimpse of Dak saying, oh, well, I'm going back to Dak Prescott. We've seen that. But, we get that a lot with quarterbacks, but still – you look at his numbers, Eddie, and I even said this today to a friend of mine. His numbers to me were inflated, Eddie. 4,552 yards were kind of inflated to me. Go back to the game in Green Bay where Green Bay come and handed our ass to us in the playoffs. We played from behind, a lot of charity yards. Eddie, if our defense was good, Dak Prescott wouldn't have 3,000 yards this year. He wouldn't have to. He wouldn't have to, Eddie. Am I right?
But he put the offense on his shoulder for the most part when he had to. So
good point. Foster says what's crazy is Flus had a very good no-name defense in Indy and Chicago. That's true. But my thing was like we talked about this early, Foster. I said, am I going to give Eberflus a little bit of a pass because this isn't his team? The only person he brought in was Sanborn. The only person he brought in, as a signal caller, basically. But these players weren't his. This team is not a zone team. We're better up front on the man-to-man coverage, but the problem is our back end. We suck on the back end. This team did not fit his scheme. Sometimes when you're a coach and you go to a team, your scheme has to fit the players. Eberflus did it backwards, Eddie. He did it backwards with this team. He wanted the scheme to fit his players. Well, you don't. Your players have to fit your scheme. Otherwise, you're going to be screwed. But he did it backwards for us. So, but getting back to Dak Prescott. Go ahead.
The few times the Cowboys defense looked good was when we played man-to-man, not the zone defense.
And, I'll go real quick, getting off topic here. We did the show, Eddie, the week they played the Raiders, and I said, oh, my God, Eberflus has done something I've never seen. And I said it during the game, Eddie, right after the game I was like, did you notice the Cowboys went 5-3? They went 5-3. Why? Because they're playing the Eagles next week. Stop Jalen Hurts. Stop Saquon Barkley. We played pretty good in that game, Eddie. Very good in that game. But then next week, hey, we're only going to rush 4 and we're going to go back to zone. What in the hell were you thinking? That's to me, brain dead here. Brain dead. And you even heard the Eagles, I think Landon Dickerson or Jurgens said, well, what are you guys expecting the 5-3? No, we've never seen it. We weren't practicing for it. Well, Eberflus, you were a freaking genius for 1 week. Then all of a sudden, you canceled yourself out. I don't get it. I just don't get it, but it is what it is. But let's get back. Foster says, true. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I coach offense, and every year changes because 2 years ago I had a quarterback that threw for 3,000 yards at 11 years old. Next year, he goes on to play JV ball, and I get another quarterback who's a run guy. Well, we only threw the ball for 1,200 yards the entire season. You got to go with what your team is. You got to compensate around your team. But Eddie, here's a guy I want to give you real quick. Not much time on this guy. I think his ass is out of here, Joe Milton. He sucks. I think Will Greer's better than him.
I'm still having nightmares about that in one interception he threw against the Giants where he just threw it to that giant.
Yeah.
What was he saying? I don't know what he was seeing.
Well, I mean, maybe Dallas does have blue jerseys too, Eddie. So maybe he's a practice guy, Eddie. He's a second QB. He don't get first string reps. Maybe he was out there and saying, "Am I in practice? Am I throwing against the blue jerseys today?" I don't know what he's seen, Eddie. But Eddie, 4 games played, mop up time. Okay, I get all that. Eddie, 24 pass attempts, 15 complete, 62 yards. Accuracy, 183 yards, 1 pick, 3 interceptions. Wow. And he's supposed to be the successor to Dak Prescott? I'm cutting him. I'm cutting him, Eddie. Cutting him. Let him go. But let's talk about one prized possession, Eddie. I was kind of worried about him coming aboard, coming off 2 years earlier, an ACL injury. Let's talk about this guy. Talk about heart, Javonte Williams, man. 252 carries, okay, average of 4, 11 TDs, only 1 fumble, 1,201 yards, Eddie. He played his ass off, Eddie. He did. Got to give him credit.
Now, he was starting to get banged up there at the end of the year because he didn't have much help.
Right, Eddie, I mean, you got your second. Here's the craziest thing, Eddie. Here's the craziest thing, which our next guy I want to talk about, but we'll bring him in this category here. Malik Davis, a practice squad player, okay, was your number 2 running back the entire season, Eddie. Number 2 running back in the entire season who was on the practice squad for the Dallas Cowboys, okay? But you're right. Javonte Williams got banged up late. Eddie, he was the bell cow because he had to. There was 2 or 3 games this year. We went into the starting lineup. Javonte Williams is the run RB1. Our RB2 was Hunter Lemke, Eddie. So you had to give Javonte Williams the ball, right?
Yeah.
This is where Jadarian Price comes in the draft in the 3rd or 4th round, to get you another guy that can expel a Javonte Williams type player, He says, Williams looked really good more than not. Which one, Williams? Who are we talking about, Williams?
Javonte, he's talking about Javonte.
Oh, Javonte, yeah, Javonte Williams. I mean, I tell you what, he surprised me. I got to give him my hat comes off to him because Eddie, preseason I said, hey, I don't know what this guy has left. 2 years removed from an injury, got beat out by Audric Estime, who's now gone. But my thing is like, what does he have? What does he have here? He says I had Malik Davis on my bench with Tank Bigsby. I love Malik Davis, man. Practice squad guy. He comes in there. Eddie, the one game he had 68 yards in 1 half, and he was on the practice squad 3 days before the game, Eddie, was called up to play. That showed me something. This guy has it. He reminds me of Rico Dowdle. Give the kid a shot and see what he can do, Eddie. No name player comes in and plays ball for you. Not a number RB1, but man, I tell you what, pretty good.
Didn't he get himself his first 100-yard game at the end of the year?
He actually did, Eddie. Let me look at that real quick. I do have some notes over here too. 101, Eddie. Yes, 101. Yep.
Yeah. And that one game that was more productive than Miles Sanders for the whole year.
Well, Eddie, here you talk about this. Okay, here's the thing. Last year in the draft, we drafted 2 running backs. Jaden, I wear Louis Vuitton, sneakers. Okay, who doesn't understand the playbook? Doesn't understand IQ. All he worries about is him. Miles Sanders last year. Phil Maffa. 3 running backs came on the team last year, Eddie. Let's talk about this. Malik Davis, 250 yards. This is what's crazy. Our third running back in yardage wise. Can you guess who it was, Eddie? Can you guess?
Jaden Blue?
Nope. Dak Prescott with 177. Isn't it something? Old man, 177. Now, number 4, your guy, Jaden Blue, 129 yards in the entire season, Eddie. Number 5, here's the crazy thing. 20 carries by Miles Sanders, 117 yards. Eddie, that is bad when you have 3, 4, and 5 running backs on your squad and then you get outplayed by a practice squad player. I get Miles Sanders got hurt. I get that. Maffa didn't see the field because he was on IR. I get that. But, Eddie, that's another issue with the Dallas Cowboys running game.
And Dak Prescott's the quarterback. We don't really want to see Dak running a lot.
No, you don't. But I mean, he put the team on his back. He got some, crucial first downs. I had Dowdle start for a bit. I liked him. The problem with Dowdle in the late season, he was running the ball. I mean, he was averaging 90 yards a game there. But the problem was they brought Chuba Hubbard back, man, off injury. Then they shared time, and that's when Dowdle's carries went down and the yardage went down. They were playing better with him as the RB1 throughout the game, and just third down, next series bring in a Chuba. That's when his numbers went down. He says, yeah, I liked him. Jaden Blue, man, it's just
he can kiss my grits. He can get cut. He can leave Dallas.
Eddie, you're not going to get rid of him for a third round pick. Eddie, you're not going to get rid of a third round pick. Jerry says, no, I'm not going to get rid of a third round pick. He'd rather bite the bullet on a player that sucks when you just say, hey, I made the mistake. Get rid of him. He doesn't fit the system. He started one game, Eddie. The first two drives, he had 53 yards in the first two drives. I'm like, this kid's looking good. Then after that, the hole's there, and he wants to bounce out to the outside. Trust your offensive line to do what you do, But
he's going to be stuck on the practice squad all next year if he's still on the roster. Then Shuddy ain't going to play nice with him.
No, I mean, I think you definitely go out and get a running back this year because Javonte Williams he has to get paid this year. He's going to be not the highest paid back, not in mid range most likely. Not league minimum, but he's going to get his money. But then you go into next year. You know what? Right now, I'll tell you what. Malik Davis right now is my number 3 running back because in the draft I can get a number 2. To me, there's only one thing that I can say for Jaden Blue. Can you kick return? That's all I want you to do. Can you kick return? No, you can't because you're not that smart either. So your ass is out of here. Goodbye. Very simple.
Yeah.
But
no, I got a quote. Would you like fries with that, man? That's what Jaden Blue should be saying right now.
Yeah, trade in your Louis Vuitton sneakers. They gave you blisters on the practice field that you had to miss 2 games for, and go work at a 7-Eleven or, hell, you're in Dallas. I don't know what the hell fast food they have out there, but get a job out there because football was not the right answer for you. I'll tell you that. But let's talk about our wide receivers, Eddie. Rushing game. I just want to see if anybody actually stands out. I'll tell you the run of the year, Eddie. Let me tell you the run of the year that I had. What's the run of the year real quick? This is going to blow your mind. I'll just give you a hint. Les Miles, LSU. Does that help you anyway? Special teams, Les Miles. The fake, Aubrey fake.
Oh.
That surprised the hell out of me, Eddie. When I seen him run and that's his only carry right there, 17 yards, Eddie. That was surprising. That's the run of the year in my eyes.
That was more useful than anything Miles Sanders did.
The crazy thing is, Miles Sanders did have 117 yards, Eddie. 2 fumbles. Yeah, 20 carries, 117. Guards per carry was pretty nice, 5.8, but it is what it is.
Yeah, his one good carry of the year. Then he went and fumbled on the same drive. That was the first week 1.
Yep. The one thing that I kind of weird about, Eddie, is I want to say one more person about the rushing game here. Kevontae Turpin, man. I mean, 15 games played. Eddie, as much as we see him come on a jet sweep just for window dressing, out of that, I don't have the exact number how many times he went in motion, Eddie, was in the backfield, as a RB, or came in motion on a sweep there. But here's the interesting thing. 15 carries the entire season. When you show this a lot as window dressing, that's what surprised. Speed on the outside edge is a killer, Eddie. Why not? Why not put him in a quick offset toss? Dak comes around on the left, tosses it to the right. Turpin's in full speed coming in the backfield behind a running back, Eddie. But to me, I think he was something that should have been used a little bit more speed-wise on the jet sweeps. because you showed it. You only used it one time a game, basically, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But let's get to the wide receivers here. I love this, Eddie. Man, Pickens, head case. Hey, the dude played 17 games this year, Eddie. 93 receptions out of 137, 1,429 yards average, Eddie. 15.4 yards a catch, 84 yards a game, Eddie. 9 TDs. I got to give this dude an A, Eddie. I got to give the dude an A.
Yeah, and that was basically most of those numbers were in 14 games because there was like 3 games where he basically kind of went George Pickens.
There was a couple plays, Eddie, where he was running down, and we've seen Pickens highlight balls, reach out for balls, lay out for balls, high point them. You're right. There was at least 2 games out there where Dak put the ball a couple yards ahead of him, and we know a player like that, lay out for the ball. It's an easy catch for you. It's just fundamental 9 out of 10 ball for you. But yeah, you're right. He checked out on a couple plays, slant wise, didn't run the full slant. We've seen that toward the end of the back half of the season. But you're right. But let's talk about Lamb. 14 games played, 75 receptions, 117 targets, 1,077 yards. Disappointing 3 touchdowns though. Kind of disappointing there though.
But don't forget, there was a couple games where he went out early because of concussions this year.
Yeah, so. There was a couple games where he went out. The one game he went out in the first drive, he didn't come back. So 14 games played in the last half of the season. So basically, really, you played probably about 12 games, full games totally, but not bad. 1,000 yards there, but. How do you feel these guys as a combo, Eddie? I know we want to sign Pickens coming back. Price tag's going to be a little bit high, but we have arguably, Eddie, we have that even better than a Chase Higgins, even better than an A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. These guys, I think, are the 1-2 in the NFL, honestly. I mean, you have Puka Adams, but Pukam's the elite. We have 2 elites on this team, Eddie.
Yeah, and Devontae Adams is getting closer to retirement age than to.
Yeah, I mean he's up there in age. I mean we're still young. Lamb's in his what 5th year now, 6th year. Pickens is I think 5th year coming up. They didn't sign him on the 5th year extension. These guys are young, but how do you grade Lamb? I mean, being hurt this year, we 105 balls last year, down to 75, but Pickens made up the difference, Eddie. How do you grade Lamb's grade? Pickens got an A from me. What do you give Lamb this year?
An A- just because of him missing some time because of the injuries.
Okay, I agree.
And the lack of touchdowns.
Agree too. I mean, the one thing that I like that to me, what I really like about these 2 guys, Eddie, is the camaraderie between both of them. If Pickens scored, Lamb was the first one there congratulating him. Lamb scored, Pickens was there doing it too. That's what it told me. Like in the beginning of the season, we talked about it: 1 ball, 2 hot heads. They got to get the ball. They want yards. They want everything on them. They want the accolades. But they got together pretty good.
But the thing is that Lamb is not a hothead. He's never shown that hothead.
No. The reason why I say that is I thought, being the elite guy for the Dallas Cowboys, the 88, the prize possession 88 number, when Pickens comes over, well, this is my team. I'm not going to give up the limelight for a rookie kid, but they got along pretty damn good, Eddie. Really did. Best combo in the NFL. I mean, Eddie, 1,005 or 1,005, 2,500 yards between the 2 wide receivers. Not bad at all, Eddie. Not bad at all. But here's the other thing. Go ahead.
The best thing is that we found a decent number 3 wide receiver.
Yeah, which one are you going to talk about him in a second? I want to talk about Ferguson first. I mean, man, I tell you what, Ferguson's numbers in the beginning of the season, my God, Eddie, I was like, this guy, man, he's like, am I watching Tony Romo throw to Witten out here? Because he's getting every ball out there. He's catching everything. 102 pass targets, 82 catches, 17 games played, only 600 yards. I thought he would have a lot more being the productive because when you have space eaters like Pickens and Lamb, the middle's open, Eddie. Get behind the linebacker. I thought his numbers would be a little bit good. 8 TDs, not bad. Red zone threat only. Red zone threat. That was the number 1 option in the red zone this year. How do you grade Ferguson?
A B-. Just I thought he There was a lot of games where he wasn't part of the passing game.
That is true too. There was a lot of games where he was actually like feeling like he was off the field to me, Eddie, in a lot of ways. Beginning of the season looked great. There was a couple plays out there too where he got blown assignments off the side of the line. I mean, pass protection wise, but to me, he's more of that slot tight end, not a line tight end. Our line tight end's a Shoemaker guy, the blocking guy, but Ferguson, I got to go B. I'm not going to give him a B minus. 82 catches is not bad for a tight end. 600 yards, 8 TDs, not bad. But let's talk about your guy here, Eddie, and a third wide receiver here, Ryan Flournoy. That's your boy.
What a pleasant surprise! The biggest, most pleasant surprise of the year for Dallas, I think.
Now he didn't get a lot of targets, Eddie. 56 targets, 40 catches, 16 games played, 475. 4 TDs, average of 11.9 per catch. Not bad at all. Still moving the sticks on each catch. But you're right. Ryan Flournoy, the best thing that happened to him this year was when Lamb went down for a couple games, Eddie. He became the number 2 wide receiver. And you know what? I'll tell you what. He earned and opened up Dak Prescott's eyes because he started getting a lot more balls in the back half of the season, Eddie. The first half of the season was Lamb and Pickens and Ferguson. Back half, even though you had Lamb and Pickens out there and Ferguson, Flournoy was being seen by Dak Prescott. He was looking for him, Eddie. The toe tap down the sideline on that 3rd and 15, beautiful catch. He's good, not a big name, but the kid is big. He's strong. He's fast. And his IQ route running is pretty damn good, I'll tell you that, for a wide receiver 3.
And he's not the only receiver that opened my eyes this year. There was a guy, there's another receiver that played well until he got hurt, Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah, I mean, he played 13 games, Eddie. He had 34 targets, 18 catches. Downfall was 203 yards, but,
he
got hurt. But just like I said in the beginning of the season, he was hurt late in the season. But my thing was, they used Lamb, they used Pickens, they used Ferguson. Flournoy was really our wide receiver 3, so he got overlooked. That's why Tolbert really didn't get the looks. But the kid played ball. If we sign Pickens, Eddie, I am so stoked going into this year, 2026, with Pickens, Lambs, Flournoy, and Tolbert. I really am, because the next guy I'm going to mention real quick, but speaking of Tolbert, what grade do you give him? Injury as well.
Tolbert, I give Tolbert a B minus because when he did play and when he got targets, he made the catches. That was the one thing. I've been pretty critical about Jalen Tolbert in previous years because of his lack of ability. The dropsies.
I mean, he didn't have the best year, Eddie. You look at his, target reception wise, it was 34 targets, 18 catches, 16 drop balls. You're at 500% on drop balls, 50-50, drop balls. But as a wide receiver 4, you're basically second string, third string wide receiver, Eddie. You're not going to get those timings with Dak Prescott, but you got to look into the effect that he's coming into a game out of the blue, playing with Dak Prescott with the 1. So I give him that. I give him a B. I really do, based on his position wise as a wide receiver 4. But I'll tell you what, man, next guy, he shows glimpses, Eddie. Fastest guy in the NFL. But to me, as a wide receiver, 38 targets, 26 catches, 15 games played, 396 on the ground, 2 TDs. The big one was 86 yards. We've seen that right down the middle. Turpin. He's not a wide receiver to me. He is, but Eddie, we don't use him in that slot game. We don't use him, Eddie. He's a mismatch. We're not using him right.
We need to use him more in the slot. To
me, I go back to Cole Beasley. The moves that he can make out there, Turpin is the fastest guy in the NFL. One guy missed, and to me, if you're a DB and you're playing 3 yards off me, I'm taking 1 step outside, 1 step inside, slant route. You're not going to catch me. See if you can tackle what you can't catch. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
He would be, if you used him right, he'd be what Rocket Ismail was supposed to be in the NFL.
Oh, you know what? Hey, that is a great thing. But Ismail, at least he was wide receiver one. Okay, with Notre Dame that year. A couple years he was wide receiver one. Kick
Yeah,
returner.
but he was.
Oh, mm.
But Rocket was not a number one receiver in the NFL.
Oh no, his brother Quadre was better than him. He sucked. Quadre Ismail. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it,
Turpin. What grade do you give him? I'm going to give it on offense, Eddie.
a B minus.
A B minus, really? Okay, I'm going to give him a C. I'm going to give him a C. But I kind of like the B grade because to me, he wasn't used properly, Eddie. I mean, he's a weapon on the field, especially when you go three wide and you can put him in a slot with, like a Ferguson when you're going 5 wide, no back, spread the field. This is where he is a weapon. But all right, let's talk about.
We forgot to grade Brian Flournoy.
Flournoy, I'm going to give a solid B to. Solid B.
A B plus for me with Flournoy.
Okay. Now, finally, we have a back out of the backfield that catches the ball. I mean, we're looking at Zeke Elliott coming in a screen game, which was, taken away from us. But Javonte Williams, 51 targets, 35 receptions, 187 yards, 2 TDs out of the backfield, Eddie. I mean, to me, I think he should have been a little bit more used on a screen game because a lot of teams blitzed us, Eddie. A lot of teams blitzed us, and I didn't see a screen game from Javonte Williams.
Yeah, but the thing is that we had to use him as a chip blocker, which he excelled at.
That's exactly what I was going to say, too. Yes, he was used as a chipper, on the edge there, especially on that left side, on what's that guy out there?
Terrence Steele.
Yeah, and even on the other side too. I mean, Guyton gave up a lot of protection issues as well. So Turpin couldn't block anybody. So Shoemaker is on the bench. You got to get Ferguson in space. So yeah, Williams had to be the chip block. The extra blocker for Dak's blind side and his front side too. But yeah,
he excelled at it.
He did. No, he picked up some blocks. He picked up some blocks. He did. I tell you what, he did. Then even as a run blocker, I give him a solid B plus. Eddie, I really do. Just what he did.
I give him an A minus as a
okay
for his blocking.
Now let's talk about this guy, Shoemaker. 23 targets, 14 catches, never missed a game, 132 yards, no TDs. Eddie, why are we keeping him right now? Why is this just for 12 personnel? What is it?
I would not have him on the roster. I want my tight end to be more versatile, to be a more complete tight end.
And the crazy thing is his backup Spawn Ford played better than him this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think Shoemaker, was a reach in the draft. I think to me, when they drafted him, Eddie, I was like, okay, Dallas isn't succeeding in their offensive line, so you're going to go out and get a blocking tight end to help out the offensive line. Well, now the offensive line is pretty damn good from what we have here, young players in the mold, that Connor Raleigh's putting together. But you got to cut ties here, Eddie, because he's just a useless roster spot as a 12 personnel. I'd rather have Spawn Ford in there. He gets out faster. He catches balls. He's a better blocker. I like Spawn Ford better than Shoemaker right now.
Yeah, Spawn Ford was even a better tight end I believe he came from Minnesota. He was a better tight end in college than Shoemaker was.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the numbers, 23 targets for Shoemaker, 13 for Ford, 11 catches, 2 drop balls all season, and 131 yards. 1 yard less than Shoemaker, Eddie, on half the balls that's being thrown his way, and only 1 drop. Yeah, I think. I mean, I know you got to keep 3 tight ends, but Spawn Ford should be the number 2 on the chart for me.
Yeah, you can get a third tight end either as an undrafted free agent or late or even at free agency. So
exactly, that's what I mean. I mean, to me, Shoemaker's just a roster spot that we don't need. It's just a guy that's holding the jersey for us right now in the 12 or 13 personnel. Spawn Ford, I'm going to give a B. When he was thrown in, Eddie, He played. He did his job.
Yep.
He didn't drop balls. Shoemaker, I don't know what to give you because all you are is a blocking tight end to me. 23 attempts and 14 catches as a tight end one-on-one. That's not good numbers for me. And 132 yards, I'm going to go D for him. I'm giving him a D. Sure.
I give Spawn Ford a B2, and I give Shoemaker an F-.
Wow, you're going Shoemaker F mine. Jeez, Eddie, you're critical tonight, bro.
Get the F out of Dallas.
I think he has 1 year left. I think he has 1 year left, Eddie. And I think it's like a 1.4 million contract. So I mean, as a roster spot, your third tight end, your 13 personnel, number 3. I think you possibly could keep him for 1.3.
But I think you can get a bit better tight end for the same price in free agency.
I mean, listen, even if you draft one in the 5th round, Eddie, you're going to be at league minimum about 1.1 million per year. You might as well go out and get somebody that fits your system that can get out and catch the ball. You're right. I agree with that one. Now, let's talk about your guy, Eddie. Let's talk about this guy, man. Your favorite player in the NFL right now, Jonathan Mingo.
I'm gonna come through the screen and get you. Eddie,
I got the numbers in front of me real quick. I got the numbers in front of me. Listen to this. I got the numbers in front of me. I put a little stat sheet up here. I'm reading it off here. Okay, Eddie, how many catches did he have the entire year?
I don't remember him catching one ball at all. So 0.
No, he had one for 25 yards. And then you remember the next play, he came out and pulled a hammy. Remember? It was the Carolina game, Eddie.
I tried
25. And then he comes out because I was like, where the hell's Mingo? And he's on the sideline on the bike. They're saying that he's questionable with a hammy. Eddie, 5 targets, 1 catch, 25 yards. And that was it for Jonathan Mingo the entire year. And Jerry gave up a 4th round for this dude last year. Eddie, come on. F. And this is where I go F minus. Yes.
No, he does not even deserve it. He does not even deserve an F minus.
So
that's even too high.
So you're just saying, you know what, you failed. You got to retain. You got to repeat the same grade again because you're that bad, right? But I don't want him to repeat, Eddie. I don't want him back. He's gone. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh. All right, and we went through the entire.
He gets expelled. He's banned. He's expelled from ever coming back.
The crazy thing is, the one game he was listed as wide receiver 2 when Lamb was out, Tolbert was out, and Flournoy was out. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This guy is so damn bad. Shelton checking in, our Dallas Cowboy fan. He says, forget Mingo. Right, Flournoy is our 2. And we got Trayshawn Holden just got signed off the squad there. He's going to be on the Dallas Cowboys next year. I did see that. And now he disagrees with Tolbert, Eddie. He disagrees with Tolbert. He said, nah, the hell no to Tolbert. I like our 4 wide receiver, Shelton. Don't get me wrong. Pickens has to get signed. Lamb, of course, that's elite 1-2 in the NFL as a combo. When you have Ferguson out there, who's 82 catches this year, Flournoy before his injury, but he was overlooked when Lamb and Pickens was in the game, so he didn't get a lot of looks. Tolbert showed me something when he was in the game. Injuries took over as well. I like him. Get rid of Mingo. Holden, I'm Eddie. You talked about this fast wide receiver, but to me. Go ahead.
Can you name any Oregon receivers that has ever succeeded in the NFL? I can't.
No, but not only where you played, my thing is this. Trayshawn Holden is a Cavante Turpin 2.0 to me. You're not using Turpin. So when is Holden going to get his shot? To me, put them both back as punt returners and kick returners. That's I like Holden on the team because of the speed, but you already have a mirror image in Turpin. So that's a roster spot that I don't understand right now. Practice squad? Yeah. But you already have Turpin, Eddie, and you're not even using him in the slot. If Holden is a slot guy, show me what you can do. But you're not even using Turpin in the slot, Eddie. Dallas is going big. Pickens is big. Lamb is big. Flournoy is big. Tolbert's big. You're going big wide receivers against smaller DBs. That's where I don't see Turpin and I don't see Holden in here. I really don't.
Yeah, but Holden does have a little bit more size than Turpin does.
Well, yeah, that inch or two. I mean, you're still not even 6 feet, honestly. You know, I mean, to me, that's your slot guy. Keep them both, put him in a slot. Be your Wes Walker, be your Cole Beasley type guy, your Edelman type guy. But when you have elite wide receivers that get downfield, spread the ball, and you have a tight end that can press coverage in the second level, your slot guy is a mismatch, Eddie. And that should be your Holden. That should be your Turpin. But we'll see what happens next year. We don't know.
Yeah, I can understand if they have the with Holden just in case Pickens does walk, so you need to have. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's a solid, signing for him to be on this team for next year. They have own rights to him, so that's a good thing that nobody can grab him. He's not a free agent. He's already been signed this year. Because there was like 4 players that Dallas has signed to their squad this year to automatically assume their positions. But overall, great for the Dallas Cowboy offense. We're going to do defense next year, next year. Shit, I already think about next year, Eddie. It's like another year for us. Overall, great. Offensive line, let's talk about this real quick. Going into the season, Eddie, I said, thank God Connor Riley's coming over from K-State. We love college football. We've seen what this guy can do. Everybody talks about Stoutland University. Well, you know what? Our offensive line was just as banged up as the Philadelphia Eagles, and our offensive line sufficed everyone on this offensive line. Connor Riley deserves a MVP trophy for this damn team on the coaching staff. Unsung guy. But offensive line, let's go from left to right. Let's talk about Tyler Guyton, Eddie. We're not going to talk about next year yet. What we want to do. Guyton, left tackle, Eddie. Talk to me about this.
He was a lot better this year than last year, except for he was injured a little bit, but he went last year. He went from a D from last year to like a B- this year.
I agree. Last year he was, rookie guy coming out. Last year he struggled, man. Bull rushes, spin moves, a lot of stunts and twists on that left side. He showed rookie out of 100%. This year, injuries kind of got the best of him late back there. But my thing was, I'll give him a B. He played really well, and I think, playing next to all-world Tyler Smith helps out a lot too, Eddie. Because if the double team comes, Tyler Smith's big enough to get the left hand out, the right hand out, on a stun or twist. I think that was a good gracing that with Tyler Smith next to him. But let's talk about Tyler Smith here, left guard. All pro Tyler Smith again.
Best, most versatile offensive lineman in the NFL. He can play pretty much anywhere on that offensive line if needed.
I agree with you, but I'm going to give you my offensive line player of the year. I think you know where I'm going because I say this name a lot on the show. But Tyler Smith, I give him a solid A, Eddie. There was a couple games where he went to left tackle and kicked out. He can play that position.
Yep.
I was looking at a stat. He only gave up 1 sack and 3 pressures the entire year, man on man, which is pretty damn good on the inside of the left side of the line. And next to Guyton, too.
Yeah. I'm giving Tyler Smith an A+.
A+, okay, I'm going to give him an A. I'm not going to go A+. To me, I don't think I can give anybody an A+ on the offensive line. I just can't do it. But let's go center here. Cooper Beebe, second year playing center here. Injured for 3 games. I tell you what, Eddie, before you joined the show, I had his dad on the show, and we talked about it. And I said if there was one player with the IQ level that can mandate a center position, it's going to be Cooper Beebe because he has the IQ. And to me, I remember his dad saying, Coach Riley instilled one thing: low man wins the ball. Low man wins the line of scrimmage. And Cooper plays low for his size, Eddie. He's undersized, but he plays pretty damn good, at controlling the offensive line for Dak Prescott. He really does. I got to give Cooper Beebe when he was playing. I'm going to give him a solid B+ as well.
I give Cooper Beebe an A.
Okay. Now, the only game that he did struggle was against the Philadelphia Eagles when Jordan Davis just walked on him. Size-wise, I get that. Eddie, if I'm 240 pounds. If I'm going against a 330-pound guy, you're damn right I'm going to get blown on my ass. I get that, but that's the only game he struggled against more powerful, old-school nose tackles is when he struggled. But yeah, I'm going to go B. You got him on A. Let's talk about our rookie here, Tyler Booker. First year playing from left guard in college, goes over to the right side, Eddie. How are we grading him?
I give him a B plus.
B plus?
He
Okay.
played for but there's room to improve.
Yeah, I give him a B plus too. The one thing, I went back, since we're eliminated, we had a couple of weeks to watch some film. I went back and I watched Tyler Booker's play, Eddie. And I tell you what, he showed me something that he did in college at Bama, where he's a pulling guard, Eddie. He's a pulling guard. He's quick. When he gets out in open space, he's pancaking people. He really is. But my thing is, the one thing he has to work on is a little bit more technique to help out our next guy, Terrence Steele, because when Steele misses and that stunt comes in, he does get lost. He gave up 9 sacks this year, Eddie. 9 sacks this year. One-on-one coverage, off of stunts, off of twists. 9 sacks. But it's your rookie year, Eddie. You've never played right guard in your life. So I give him a pass. He played pretty damn good to me.
That's why I say there's a B plus with room for improvement there.
I agree. I got him a B plus as well, because I think the ceiling's high for this kid. I think in his second year with the offensive line, that could be one of the best offensive line in football, healthy wise. But speaking of free agents, Eddie, let's talk about the guy on demanding the right side of the offensive line here. Mr. $22 million last year. Mr. Terrence Steele, Eddie, he played good. But Eddie, let's put it away. He played better this year than he did last year. Last year, he was a turnstile every play. This year, he gave up 4 sacks, Eddie. That's it, 4 sacks. But he gave up 13 pressures where Dak was hit.
That's where Javonte Williams came in to help out with the chip blocking.
Exactly, and you're exactly right. That's where the chip game came in. That's why the passing game there wasn't there for the screen with Javonte Williams, because a lot of those were on the right side with Terrence Steele. But Terrence Steele, he's a free agent, Eddie. A right tackle is going to demand probably 15 to 18 million. Do we bring him back? Because just tell me yes or no, because we have, and Shelton brings up a great comment. I didn't put it up there yet, but he makes up a great comment, which we're going to talk about next. What's Terrence Steele's grade, Eddie, last year?
I'm going to kind of shock you here, because you know how much I have criticized him over the last several seasons.
Yeah,
I'm giving him a B minus.
Yeah, surprising to me too, Eddie. I'm going to give him a solid B. I mean, he played well, and the crazy thing is 17 games played, Eddie, which surprised the hell out of me, number one. He played. He didn't give up big sacks. And the biggest thing is he was our least penalized offensive lineman, Eddie, for false starts and holdings. So he played pretty damn good, but not worth the $18 million coming back. I can't do it. Got other holes to fill. Yeah. But here's we're going to talk about this. Shelton says get rid of Steele. Well, he's a free agent. We're going to get rid of him. Now, Eddie, here's what we're going to talk about real quick. Let's look ahead in this offensive line next season. Great point right here. Put Guyton back at right tackle. Eddie, how many times have we said this? Put players back in their natural positions.
Who's the one that's been preaching that for the whole, even before the season started? This guy.
Yeah, and here's the thing. To me, Eddie, let's start out with the left tackle. Where are we going with left tackle, Eddie? Where are we putting that left tackle? Who's there?
Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith, left tackle, the staple piece of that backside there. Nobody's going to get back Tyler Smith. To me, hey, you know what? To me, this is Tyrod Smith 2.0. 2.0.
Yeah.
Okay. And left guard. Where are we going?
Tyler Booker.
Natural position, Alabama. First team All-American Alabama. Put Tyler Booker next to Tyler Smith, and let's run the ball on the left-hand side, because we know Tyler Booker, he can get out on the edge and he can pull that guard to the right side too, or get out in space off the left side too. I like it. Tyler Smith, left tackle. Booker, left guard. Center.
You could go either way here. Either Hoffman or Beebe, because both of them could play the same 2 different positions, either center or right guard.
Okay.
Both of them are versatile.
Okay, start your team. Where are you putting the center? You going Hoffman or Beebe?
Hoffman, and then BB at right guard.
See, I'm going to go opposite. I like exactly how you said it. I like BB and Hoffman there. Hoffman, he's going to be my right guard because Cooper Beebe is demanding that center position for me right now. He's controlling the line of scrimmage. To me, he is the offensive line for me. He mandates the call. He's got the camaraderie. He's got exactly Dak's cadence down. He knows it. I think we keep him there. You put Hoffman at right guard, and then, just like Shelton said, put Tyler Guyton back where he took 99% of his snaps at Oklahoma at right tackle. That, to me, everybody. But, Eddie, here's the thing. I'm 100% with you. But my thing is this. This offensive line is being won right now and out of position. Do you really want to take a step back and say, okay, we're going to put you in your natural position when you're number 3 in offensive line yards per game on the ground, Eddie, versus not yardage per game, but mandating sacks versus downfield progression. Do you want to take the chance and blow it all up and put people in different positions?
We have to, because we're losing our right tackle as a free agent. So, and I just don't want to bring in an outsider.
Okay, do you think, Dallas says, of course, we have defensive holes at 12 and 20 here. We have a projection where we want to go. Let's say this year's offensive line, Eddie, is not the biggest offensive line draft. They're going to be players in the second round that should be getting a first round projection based on other years, because the O-line this year is not the greatest draft. This is not. Do you go out and get a right tackle? Do you go out and get a right tackle?
There's only one guy I would even consider in the first round on the offensive line, and that's the kid from Miami.
The big 6'9" guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But to me, go back. I'm going to be curious this week, Eddie, when Monday night when Indiana plays them, how he reacts, because Indiana's defense can get at you. The edges can get to you. They put pressure on you. The bugaboo for this guy playing the tackle is he's not fast off the edge. He's a big guy that's a space eater, but finesse moves, his grade goes down. I was reading, what's his name? Mayock. He put an article about him. He said he's a space eater, but he's not the finesse guy.
Do you think he would be better as a guard in the NFL?
Size-wise, and now, Eddie, I really think he would be, but you don't. Then that doesn't help us out because we don't have the right tackle. We don't have it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think on what offensive lineman besides. That's the one guy I can think of right off the bat.
That's true. Shelton says what he wants to do is he wants to go Smith, Beebe, Hoffman, Booker. He agrees with you there. I just don't want to take away the camaraderie between Beebe and Hoffman where they're playing, side by side, because he's mandated that center spot. To me, Hoffman comes in and demands it too. But my thing is, Cooper he's earned that. He's earned that center spot, Eddie. He's earned it the way he's playing.
But they can't go wrong either way.
No, they can't. No, and you know what? He says Smither and BB can move anything. I agree 100%. And to me, I said it earlier, Eddie, when we were talking about offensive line, my MVP of the offensive line is none other than Brock Hoffman. Okay, Eddie, he played this year. It's crazy. He played right tackle a couple possessions. He played right guard. He played center. And Eddie, these are on backup roles. Hey, BB's out. You got to get in there. No problem. Going to center. Cadence, no problem. Snap, no problem. Right guard, no problem. Pulling, getting in space, holding his blocks. Right tackle, he played. I think it was like 4 times. He not in plays. That's it. But he played right tackle, and he's a utility player, Eddie. The crazy thing is, Eddie, he's a free agent, which we said last week. Kind of scary.
Yeah, we need to get him signed. We need to. I think it's more important to keep him than even Pickens, just because of the versatility that he gives to the offensive line. Because Eddie, I do not like
Eddie, but Pickens, man, he's that generational player. 1,400 yards this year, Eddie. Price tag hefty, but the curious thing is we talk about players that are not named players like Hoffman. What's he going to demand on the open market out there, Eddie? Because Everybody knows, hey, the kid can play center. He can play guard at any instinct. He can do it all. He can play all 5 positions if needed. So they
I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised that I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a $10 million a year offer.
To me, he reminds me of Connor McGovern. That's who he reminds me, Eddie. Not a big name, but plays ball. Then he goes, where'd he go? Up to Buffalo, correct?
Yeah.
And gets signed, big contract. I think it's like a $13 million per year contract. I think Hoffman is that guy because, Eddie, you think about this. He's a backup for us. But, Eddie, damn, man, he's a starter on many teams out there right now. He is. He's a starter,
I could see the Bengals overpaying him big time to bring him up.
It's a need out there. I mean, you got a utility player that can play center or can play guard. Sheldon says Hoffman brings nasty that you want your center to have. I get that too. I'm not disagreeing. Carter ain't spitting on Dak if Hoffman was out there. Oh my God. Hey, listen, Dak got Oscar of the Year, brother. That's all I'm going to say. He baited the hell out of that spit bait. He did. But overall grade, Eddie, for the offense. Where are we at?
An A.
I agree. A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus.
Yeah.
I'll go A, not A plus, not A plus.
Yeah.
Because Dak didn't show me 17 games. He didn't. But who's the MVP of the offense this year?
Tyler Smith.
Really? You're going offensive line for him, huh?
Yep.
All right, you know what? I'll give the old man the ball. I'm going to give Dak Prescott the keys. I'm going to give him the trophy for my offensive player of the year for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, he used his legs. Third leading, rusher for the Dallas Cowboys, which I didn't think would ever happen. 4,500 yards. A lot of them were charity, yards coming back in games. I get that, but the kid, man, I don't want to say kid. I want to say old man. He put the ball out there in some dimes, Eddie, in big space windows. So I give him that. He took this offense, the here we go is basically gone. Shoddy's first year. He was my MVP this year. He really was. And I just hope that next year he has the same kind of thing because the offense isn't the problem. Dak is the MVP, Sheldon says as well. Eddie, next week we'll be back and we'll talk about pretty much the same things. Everybody's sitting on the couch once again, the NFC East comfy couch. Everybody's there now. So we'll talk about.
And maybe we'll have more news about the defensive coordinator job.
Exactly. Hopefully we get a new DC out there. Sheldon says Pickens honorable mention. That's going to be my number 2 as well. Then Brock Hoffman, my utility player, because without him, you're thinking like, oh, who's coming in next? Solomon Thomas and people like that. Yeah.
Hoffman's my number 2 right after Tyler Smith.
Okay.
And then Dak at number 3.
Okay. And then next week, Eddie, we're going to talk about the defensive, grading them as well. I can tell you, I'll be honest with you. I'm probably never going to be able to give so many Fs that I'm going to be given next week because there are some Fs that I will be given, but it's,
there's a lot of, there's going to be a lot of grades where they're not even good enough to get an F from me. They're expelled.
Yeah, this is when you call the parents and says, come get your son of a bitch kid. He's done. He's expelled. He's suspended. No, executed. Or what's the word? XL or whatever the hell you want to. Get him out of here. He's done. Done.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to quote John McKay here when in his early years at Tampa Bay about his team wanting to execute his. That's what I want to do to a lot of the defensive players. Just put them out of the misery.
Exactly. And Sheldon's got it right here correct. Let the Fs fly. It's not going to be the FU. I could say the FU too to these players, but it's definitely going to be some capital Fs out there for some grades. Eddie, I just want to give you a teaser real quick. Eddie, who is the leading tackler for the Dallas Cowboys this year? This is going to surprise you. I was blown away by this. I really was. And the key thing is, he only played 14 games this year, Eddie. 14 games, that's it. Leading tackler by 10 total tackles. Yeah, I'm including assists as well. Who is the leading tackler for the Dallas Cowboys this year? Sheldon's got the answer. Sheldon has the correct answer, but I'm going to wait for you.
I'm thinking here.
We've said his name quite a few times.
James? Our
No,
linebacker.
James never got on the field that much to get what this
Okay.
player has. Yeah. But I'll tell
It
you
can't-
what,
it
I'll give
can't-
you a hint. I'll give you a hint. You ready? Watch what I'm doing. He did this at college.
Wilson.
No. What
No.
team is this? What team does this on the field?
The Gators.
Okay, who played in Florida?
Shoot, my mind is thrown.
See, now you're See, now
James.
huh?
The guy, I know James played at Florida.
There we go.
Let's see here.
It's James. Did you say James first?
Yes, I said James.
Okay, Shamar James. Yes, Shamar James. Sheldon got it right away. Shamar James. This is surprising, Eddie. This is surprising. This is kind of weird. This is like a whole setup for Dallas Cowboy football. Leading tackler, Shamar James, rookie. 14 games played, Eddie. 40 solos, 51 assists, total 91 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery. Okay, number 1 tackler for Dallas Cowboys. Eddie, Shelton, who is number 2? This blows my goddamn mind. You're not going to believe this.
Sanborn?
Nope. Sanborn was all the way down. He had 18. Sanborn had 34 tackles total.
It can't be Donovan Wilson, because I don't remember Donovan Wilson making any tackles.
It was number 4. Yeah. Eddie, let's put it this way. I already started the bus to get rid of this guy.
Is he an okie dokie? I can't say that. I can't say his last name because it's a foul word.
Who is it, Eddie? Say it.
That idiot linebacker, KM.
Kenneth Murray was our second leading tackler, Eddie. 17 games played, 38 solos, 43 assists, 81 total tackles, 1 sack, 4 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery. Yeah, Eddie, number 2 was Kenneth I Suck Murray.
Oh,
yes.
Man.
Sheldon, your guess is as good as mine. Why was Murray on the field? We needed bodies. Overshone didn't play half the season. What's his name? Sanborn got hurt. It's our linebacking crew wasn't the best out there. So it was just a body on the field that you're basically playing 10 on 11. But to me, I want to go back and look at some of these tackles, Eddie, because he was never in the box, Eddie, making tackles at the line of scrimmage. He was chasing, Eddie. Chasing bad angles. Everything was bad. Everything I remember him, bad angles, bad everything for Kenneth Murray.
They must have been
he also says Wilson. Yep, can't be Murray. It is Murray. Surprising enough, it is Murray. Yeah.
Must have been like down the field tackles or something because I don't remember Murray making like.
And that's what I mean. And that's I would say like a lot of people look at it like, oh, he had 9 tackles this game. As corners, gets a lot of tackles. But my thing is, you're chasing tackles. You're chasing. They're beyond the sticks. You already got beat. You're chasing tackles. These are, to me, coverage tackles. They're not tackles. They're coverage guys is what they're making. But Sheldon's 100% right. He was never in the right hole. I mean, you go back and look at his angles that he made. To me, a linebacker, when you're chasing, the sideline is your 12th guy. You press him to the sideline. I don't know how many times I've seen Murray go out there and on an angle, take the sideline and get jump cut to the inside for another 10 yards on him. He was just so bad on defense. If they sign him, I swear to God, oh my God, he has to. Him and Donovan Wilson need to become roommates because they're going to be in the unemployment line very fast. And I'm surprised that they haven't let him go yet. Honestly, I really am. Yeah, it's just.
The reason I'm going to give like a guy like Hooker back is that he's to be able to do something in the NFL, unlike Wilson and Murray.
Well, I want to get rid of Hooker because I put on our out of the box page, Eddie. I was just talking about the cap space. If you release Hooker, you're saving $9 million this year, Eddie. Yeah. Off the space. I like it.
I don't hate Hooker because I know he was a good player in the NFL, unlike Wilson and Murray. Those two guys, I absolutely hate their guts.
Well, here, you know what? You got to give Hooker a little bit of pass, Eddie, because he is a good player. He makes right reads. Listen, he's not the fastest guy out there. But to me, when you have two, not elite, but okay corners, Eddie, and a guy that's next to you, like an idiot called Donovan Wilson, you got to be everything playing the free safety. Wilson is lost. So you're basically playing safety or rover by yourself. So I do give Hooker a little bit of a leanway. I do give him that because you're playing next to an idiot. You're playing next to an idiot and Donovan Wilson. I get that. You know, you put him next to someone out there, hell, Philadelphia, give me Reed Blankenship. Give me him. Put him next to a Hooker. Hooker's going to have a better year. He's going to have more picks. He's going to have a lot of more tackles. To me, Hooker can't come down the box. Wilson should be in the box. Wilson should be a linebacker. If he's kept on team, he should be a linebacker. See hole, find hole, hit player, get ball. That's it. One job. That's all you have. Playing safety, I got a better chance at 54 years old, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. He sucks. Get rid of every vet. Now, I can agree with that, but it really depends on the draft, Sheldon. It really does. I mean, if you go out and get, a Caleb Downs, okay, Wilson's gone no matter what. Wilson's gone no matter what. I don't care. I don't care. To me, put Marquise Bell back at safety. Let him play safety. He's a ball hawk. He's a linebacker. Put him at safety. Get rid of Wilson. But if you're going to get rid of Hooker, you better give me a Caleb Downs, number one. You have to give me that center, that safety that can dictate the entire game in the back end. That's the only reason I would say get rid of Hooker. It depends on the draft. Because who else do we have? Nobody that can play the safety position right now. Nobody. But, all right. Don't want that trash rubbing off on my young guys. I get it too, but sometimes you have to look up what player personnel you have left on your roster. I get that point too. He's a veteran guy, but you got to look at that roster. Is who's better than Hooker? Did I draft somebody better than Hooker? Or can I pick up somebody better than Hooker? Free agency comes out. There's going to be a lot of moves, but Dallas right now is $31 million in dead cap space purgatory. So we don't have money. We don't have money to spend. Dak can renegotiate contract, which can save $20 million. Lamb can back in this contract, which save $13 million. Okay. Quinnen Williams, if you give him the contract that he wants, that's back-ended. We could be in the positive with 3 players right now. Cut some players. Cut Hooker. That's $9 million, Eddie. Get rid of some of these players. We could be probably at $35 million positive going into free agency, going into the draft. Because $20 million is your draft, Eddie. Right away. You have to pay $20 million for the draft.
I have an idea. If Pickens does walk, we can use some of that money to. The Eagles are probably going to lose Reed Blankenship. Bring in Reed Blankenship.
Yeah, but Eddie, to me, if that's going to happen, if Pickens is going to walk for something, another contract, which, hey, go get the money, get the bag. I get that. But to me, Eddie, this offense is not going to be what it is. I don't, and Flournoy, Tolbert, it's not going to be the pieces to step up as number 2. You're not going to get an elite wide receiver. Unless you jump up, and I'm not giving up 12 and 20 to go get Carnell Tate in the top 10. I'm not doing it. Way too much of a jump to get that. But if that's going to happen, you got to go straight defense, Eddie. You better go straight defense because offense can keep you in games. But this defense, Eddie, this defense, man, you got to score. This is the Cincinnati Bengals, Eddie. You got to score 40 points to win a game in this league with the Dallas Cowboy defense. You better solidify that defense. You have to. But Pickens, I got to sign Pickens. I have to sign Pickens.
No, I can see a team like the Patriots or somebody like that needs a number 1 receiver making Pickens a $35+ million a year offer, which there's no way we can match that.
No, nobody right now. Nobody. I mean, the only team that could really. Well, there are teams that can do it. Chicago still has money. Washington has $100 million, Eddie. $100 million in cap space to play with. That's somewhere where. Hey, he's a division guy. Come on down. Daniels comes back next year. You're going to be matched up with McLaren and Debo. That's a nice 1-2-3 punch, Eddie, when they're healthy.
The Patriots, can you Pickens and Diggs together?
Well, you know what? Pickens would be the one because Diggs is lost. But yeah. Did you, Eddie? Real quick, did you see that parlay I put in the group chat last week?
No, I didn't.
I put a $10 bet in, and my payout was $5,000. $5,000 payout.
So you did win that? I remember
I
you
ca- no,
talking about it.
I cashed out. I cashed out because it all came down to I had forgot who it was. Cody Parkinson was my big one with the TD. He had one late in the game. I had 5 people that got a touchdown, a certain amount of yardage, and I took a couple other games as well. And I took Buffalo outright, and I forgot who it was. I took another game. It all came down to Stephon Diggs scoring a touchdown, and my payout was $1,300 or $1,200 early, right at 4 o'clock. I'm looking at it. I called Joe Sullivan. I'm like, "What do you think?" He's like, "Man, it's free money. Take it, right?" I was like, "Yeah, but you know me. I bet I like to take the chance." Right before game time, it went up to 16-16. Thank God I took the payout. It would have been $5,000 if he got a touchdown. But Eddie, I didn't even watch the game. That's how I took the cash payout. I won $1,600. I won $1,006 because I only put in $10. So that was great. But half of it's gone now because Katie already went shopping, and of course it's already gone. But she won. I didn't win. But I didn't even watch the game, Eddie, because I didn't want to be like Diggs. This is the game Diggs is going to go out and score 4 TDs. You know what I mean? 200 yards in the first half, 4 TDs. I didn't watch the game at all. I seen the score. That was it. Didn't look at the box score. Around 1 o'clock, I look at the box score. He had 2 catches, 8 yards. Do you know how happy I was that I cashed out? 2 catches, 8 yards. Oh,
that was a one-man show by Josh Allen.
yeah, it was just insane. Thank God I cashed out. But Eddie, we will be back next week. We're going to talk about if we get a DC. We're going to grade the defense, which I already gave you a clue there of who our leading tackler was, and our number 2 tackler, which is kind of like a highlight of our year. How a rookie led us, and then a guy that we signed. How the hell did he make these kind of tackles? But we're going to talk about the defense next week. Hopefully, you got a new DC.
I have a feeling there's only going to be like 4 guys that gets a grade over a C+, I think.
No, you know what? I'm going to surprise you next week. I probably have, I'll be honest with you. I only have 1A. I have 1A on my team next week. 1A.
It's probably the same guy that I'm thinking.
Well, it's a guy that we need to sign, put it that way. It's a guy that we need to sign. I'm not going to give any more than that, but kind of curious to who you're thinking. But yeah, I kind of like this guy. And real quick, shout out to the dumbass Donovan Izarakuze, who gets pulled over for reckless driving. Yeah, he caught a case. Congratulations, Donovan Izarakuze. You know, like, dude, how stupid can you be? How stupid can you be?
Yeah. At least this is not his 3rd arrest, unlike Jordan Addison for the Vikings.
Oh. That's true, or a rug situation, you know, where he ended up, you know, where he's at now. But yeah, I mean, money can't buy you an IQ. Let's put it that way. You know, can't buy an IQ. Sheldon says, "Be safe, Phil." Sheldon, thank you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Next week we'll be back as well, talking about the defense. Checking that because I'm kind of curious of what you're going to think on it. Because yeah, the Fs will fly. The Fs are going to fly next week, Eddie. Yes, they are. 100%.
There's going to be so many Fs that it's going to make Andrew Dice Clay blush.
Yes, 100%. And also, guys, tomorrow night we'll be back here with this show right here, NFL Weekly Talk. Out of the box, of course, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. We're going to talk about the Saturday games, the Sunday games, the Bills, the Broncos, the Niners, Seahawks, the Texans, the Patriots, the Rams, and the Bears. Some great games coming up there as well. And also Friday night, this is it. College Football Frenzy National Championship Edition, the Indiana Hoosiers versus the Miami Hurricanes. So we'll be there to talk about that as well. So make sure you tune into that. And real quick, I got breaking news from, you ever seen that commercial of the guy that says, what's Dos Equis? I don't always do, but when I do. You know what I'm talking about, Eddie? You ever seen that guy?
I think so.
Well, he just sent me this real quick. He says, I'm always open, but I don't always catch the ball, but I try. A.J. Brown. AJ Brown. Exactly. And last but not least, guys, if you're out there and you want to start your own show, reach out to one of us here. Anything you want to talk about, sports or entertainment related, reach out to myself, or you know a friend that wants to be a host, reach out to us. We'll get you live on the show here. We'd like to, spotlight new hosts all the time. So make sure if you want to start a new show, reach out to me personally. My email is right there, paulspencer215 at iCloud, or you can reach me on Facebook, wherever, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to reach me at. If you want to start a new show, let us know. And last but not least, there it is. Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Same podcast, but when I do, it's Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. So make sure you reach out to us, subscribe out there, watch our shows for upcoming shows all the time, and we'll get you situated. So, yeah.
Hey,
Eddie,
Paul.
you ready to get out of here, man?
Paul, on Friday, do you have that shirt that we talked about? Remember?
Shut up. Eddie, I just froze.
Like the Oregon defense? Oh.
Yeah. Real quick. Yeah. God, thank God we're ending the show, Eddie, because I don't want to talk to your ass anymore. Okay. I don't want to talk. I'm not talking to you ever again. I might even be sick Friday night. Put it that way.
I've been waiting till tonight to say something. You probably thought I forgot about it.
Yeah, I was thinking you forgot about it. No quack attack, quack shit the bed. I'll tell you that. Yeah, the Ducks just got freaking carved. Put it that way. Yeah. By
Dan Manning's daddy.
Oh, real quick, I know we're gonna talk about this Friday, Eddie, but Oregon, man, did you see Dante? Of course, Dante Moore's coming back. We talked about this in the chat. Dante Moore's coming back for $6 million or a year this year. Dylan Raiola gets a $5 million NIL deal. Now he's pissed because he's the backup since Dante Moore came back. That's $11 million for two quarterbacks and one's a backup. That's insane, Eddie. That's what college football is now.
Yeah, I think doesn't he have 2 days to opt back out?
I don't know. I want to read into that because I'm kind of curious about that too, because the NIL deal money is from outside boosters, Eddie, from the organization. So I don't know what the clause would be saying that, because to me, Eddie, I'm only Dylan Raiola is a junior. I still have another year left available. So to me, hey, I'll sit on the bench behind Dante Moore for a year, make my $5 million, learn the offense, and then I'll play here for another $6 million next year. $2 million, $11 million, 2 years. I don't know what the college clause is, Eddie, for NIL backup, to get out of a deal. I don't know from the boosters, because if I'm a booster, I'm pissed off that Dante Moore came back, honestly. And I'm happy, but I'm pissed off. Why couldn't you tell me 2 days ago, when we just offered this son of a bitch $5 million to play for us?
Probably because Dante Moore probably heard some things that maybe.
Well, whoever he heard it from was a smart guy, Eddie, because he is not an NFL ready quarterback right now. No, he's not. Nope. And Ty Simpson, you should be next. You should renege the deal and say, I'm not going to the draft. I'm taking another year and I'm transferring to a team that can showcase my skills. Because Alabama, they are not the answer for you, kid. Not the answer.
Yeah. Look at Indiana, Ty Simpson. Look at Indiana.
Yeah, but you're right. Who'd they bring in? What's his name? God.
Hoover
from TCU. He's got good numbers, but I tell you what, I think that young Fernando's brother is going to put up a fight, Eddie.
Yeah, Alberto, I think his name.
His only downfall is he's more of a runner.
He's young.
Yeah, he's more of a runner than his brother is, and his arm talent isn't there. But Eddie, the kid is 18 years old, man. The kid's 18 years old. Let the kid groom,
Yeah, and he probably can get coached up like his brother.
And he's on the right team, Eddie, where he's got the right coaching staff, offense, defense, head coach, and a team that's built through unity, playing as one, 11 hats on both sides of the ball. There is, and it shows you Fernando Mendoza, the way he treats press conferences, Eddie. He gave freaking my guy the offensive trophy of the Rose Bowl on the offensive line, Eddie. Yeah. He gave it to him. That showed me a lot. Like, I hold up this trophy, Rose Bowl MVP, offensive MVP. Give it to my guy on the offensive line. My transfer from Notre Dame, give it to him. That showed me something like, this kid is the right deal, man. Raised the right way.
If he could, he probably would cut up the Heisman into several pieces and give it to each of his offensive teammates.
He's that type of player. Yeah, he really is. He showcases everything. Pride first, accolades second, Eddie. That's what, team first, accolades second. That's him. But, Eddie, we've been on for 2 hours. We're going to go get the hell out of here. No football tonight, man. Can't watch football tonight.
Yeah. At least we don't have to watch Oregon play football anymore.
Eddie, you don't want me to bring out an FU tonight already, okay? This is for next week. I'm not bringing any Fs out tonight, but you keep up with your shit, and I might throw an F out there right at you right now. I'll tell you that. Starting shit already. Eddie. This is supposed to be about the Dallas Cowboys, not about my prediction for the damn Oregon quack, don't show up Ducks. And I don't give a fuck. There's my first F right there, Eddie, okay? Yeah. Whatever, Eddie. Whatever. Screw you, Eddie. Anyone out there that wants to be a new co-host for the Cowboys Weekly, let me know, because Eddie's out of here, okay? He's out of here after that shit. No. All right, Eddie. We're going to get out of here, man. My name is Paul. That is Eddie. This is Cowboys Weekly on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're everywhere. And like I said, if you want to start your own show, reach out to one of us. Or, you know Eddie out there personally, reach out to Eddie or one of our hosts. We'll get you started, man. We'll get you started. Because especially if you like the Cowboys, because Eddie's on his ass out of here pretty soon after that shit. But we're out of here. Enjoy your week. Enjoy some good football. And we'll see you next Wednesday night. Have a good one, everybody.
Getting strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the